Namaskar. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the salient features and the basic principles or the basic structure of the Indian Constitution. Now, if we look at the background, the Supreme Court's initial position on the constitutional amendment was that no part of the Constitution was unamendable and that the Parliament might, by passing a Constitutional Amendment Act in compliance with the requirements under Article 368, may amend any provisions of the Constitution, including the fundamental rights and Article 368 itself. Further, in the case Shankri Prasad Singh Dev versus Union of India 1951, the Supreme Court unanimously held that the terms of Article 368 are perfectly general and empower Parliament to amend the Constitution without any exception. The Constitution has its basic feature. This was first theorized by Justice Madholkar in the case Sajjan Singh versus State of Rajasthan in the year 1964. He wrote that it is also a matter of consideration whether making a change in a basic feature of the Constitution can be regarded merely as an amendment, or would it be, in effect, rewriting a part of Constitution, and if the latter, it would be within the purview of Article 368. But in the year 1967, in the case of Golaknath versus State of Punjab, the Supreme Court reversed its earlier decisions. It said that any part of the fundamental right provisions of the Constitution could be revoked or limited by amendment of the Constitution. It held that the fundamental rights included in Part 3 of the Constitution are given a transcendental position and are beyond the reach of the Parliament. It also declared any amendment that abridges the fundamental right conferred by Part 3 as unconstitutional. Thereafter, in a landmark judgment of Keshwanand Bharti versus the State of Kerala in the year 1973, Justice Hans Raj Khanna laid the foundation of the basic structure doctrine. It says that the Constitution of India has certain basic features that cannot be altered or destroyed through amendments by the Parliament. Court adjudicated that the power to alter or amend the Constitution, the Parliament has wide powers, but it did not have the power to destroy or emasculate the basic elements or fundamental features of the Constitution. When the state of emergency was imposed by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in the year 1975 and a subsequent attempt to suppress a prosecution through the 39th Amendment. When the Keshwanand's case was decided, the underlying apprehension of the majority bench that elected representatives could not be trusted to act responsibly was perceived as unprecedented. However, the passage of the 39th Amendment by the Indian National Congress majority in central and state legislatures proved that, in fact, such apprehension was well grounded. Then, in Indira Gandhi Nehru versus Rajnarayan and Minerva Mills versus the Union of India, the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court used the basic structure doctrine to strike down the 39th Amendment and parts of the 42nd Amendment respectively, and paved the way for restoration of the Indian democracy. Now, we shall be discussing some of the features which are regarded as the basic features of the Indian Constitution. First is the supremacy of the Constitution. Second, the rule of law. Third, the principle of separation of powers. Fourth, the objectives specified in the preamble of the Constitution. Fifth, judicial review. Sixth, Article 32 and Article 226. Seventh, the concept of federalism. 8. Secularism. 9. Sovereign, democratic and republican structure. 10th, freedom and dignity of the individual. 11th, unity and the integrity of the nation. 12th, the principle of equality. Not every feature of equality, but the quintessence of equal justice. 13th, the sense of the other fundamental rights as described in part 3. 14th, the concept of social and economic justice to build a welfare state, as we can say in the part 4. The balance between the fundamental rights and the directive principles. The parliamentary form of the government. The principle of free and fair elections. Next, the limitation upon the amending power as conferred by Article 368. Next, independence of the judiciary and effective access of the justice. Adult suffrage.